Yo, what's up, boys? It's currently Thursday, May 2nd. The damage test for Season of Discovery was last weekend, and these are my thoughts on it. Damage reduction was 55% if I'm not mistaken. It for sure was at least 50% damage reduction. I personally think that's way too much, but it's a good start. If Blizzard wants to actually balance PvP, they will have to be doing some other tests before we hit Phase 4 in Season of Discovery. Ultimately, I think something like 20 to 30% damage reduction will end up being the sweet spot for damage mitigation while still feeling like your class can burst. You have to account for the fact that we have way more damage abilities and a way higher damage. In TBC and Wrath, Resilience always sat around 20 to 30% if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, maybe for Season of Discovery 40% might be the way to go overall, I don't know. But that's why we need more tests. Blizzard should be doing damage mitigation tests every weekend until we're like, yes, that's it. That is the damage mitigation that we need. I don't even like the idea of adding damage mitigation into a version of WoW that's supposed to resemble vanilla in some way. But I do think in Season of Discovery, we need damage mitigation in PvP for the fights to feel like actual fights and not just one-shots left and right. The next thing that I think Blizzard should do is a little bit of class balancing for PvP. Nothing that crazy, just a little. Here's a hot take, and all you Shadow Priest boys are gonna hate me for it, but I think Shadow Priest Burst and Dots need to be nerfed into the ground. That class doesn't do damage in PvE as is. Just fucking nerf the fuck out of them. Seeing rogues die to Shadow Priest Dots 5 seconds after the rogue kills the Shadow Priest just seems kinda cringe in my opinion. Same with boomies. Nerf them into the ground. No one fucking likes boomkins anyways. For the most part, I think most other classes are kinda alright. Warlocks are pretty OP, but they're really good in vanilla anyways. Maybe pull back the burst for some of the other classes too. I don't know. They don't need to do a whole lot, but the two obvious classes that stick out to me are boomies and Shadow Priests. Every time they're around, I just get fucking blown up. They can do like one cast and it's like 60% of your health. Like, what is that? I'm not going to talk about class balance anymore because we can talk about buffs and nerfs all day, and that's kind of cringe in itself. They don't need to do much, just a little bit. The game doesn't need to be perfectly balanced, but come on, just a little bit of class balance that will help PvP, please. The other thing I almost forgot to talk about, so with the damage mitigation in Battlegrounds and a 30% stamina bonus we get in the Battlegrounds, that felt awful. If Blizzard does damage mitigation tests, they should get rid of that stamina buff, I feel like. Or maybe if they do a test with less mitigation, that might not matter, but for this specific test, it being like 55% damage reduction felt really bad in Battlegrounds. It felt like you did no damage in Battlegrounds at all. On the other hand, World PvP felt really good with the mitigation. Like I've kept saying, I think 55% is too much mitigation. But that's why I think if they find that sweet spot where burst feels good and people have the survivability for dynamic plays to happen in Season of Discovery, PvP could end up being amazing. One thing I noticed when I was doing a lot of world PvP is I would actually be going a lot because the fights took forever. No one could burst each other down, or I'd be spam cleansing dots that were on me, myself. Overall, I think they just need to find that right damage mitigation with a little bit of class balancing and go from there. I think PvP in Season of Discovery has a lot of potential to become good, but who knows if it's going to happen or not. That's pretty much all I have for this video. Those are just my initial thoughts on the damage mitigation PvP test. I hope they end up doing more tests because I want SOD PvP to be good. Other than that, I'll keep playing SOD for now. I might play a little bit of Kata. I actually tried it out the day pre-patch launched, but to be honest, I wasn't really liking Kata very much, so I don't know if I'll actually end up playing at all. We'll see. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts on the damage mitigation test down below in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. I stream most Mondays and Fridays over on Twitch. Catch me over there, same name, Steven Bones. Anyways, peace.